Hello and welcome. In this video, in this task, we're going to learn how to build an app using JavaScript and then public API. So in this public API, so we're going to fetch the country facts and display in the HTML. So it's going to be really interesting because you're going to type a country name here and click on search. Automatically you will see the country facts. So if I type right now, for example, India, you will receive all the Indian facts. So how does this code works? It's very interesting because we are going to build something very simple. So what are we building? We are building something like type in a country like Germany, India, Brazil, Japan, any country, and click on the search button. You will see a fact like capital, region, population, and the nation flag. Let's look at the code step by step. So the first thing actually I'm going to look on the JavaScript first thing is actually I'm going to explain you this HTML. So let's look at the code step by step. HTML tag. So let's look at the code step by step. HTML tag open, HTML tag close, head tag close, and then you have a title, country facts. Inside the body you have h1, country facts, and then you have three things. One is the input, and second thing is actually the search button, and then you're going to have a div for displaying all the results here. So these are the three things we are going to build in HTML. Let's focus on the JavaScript part. So step 1, get element from the page. Let's declare a variable const search button equal to document.get element by id search button. So let's get the country input element. So let's declare a variable const country input equal to document.get element by id country input. So this is the ID, and then third one is the result. So we are going to display this result here. So let's create a variable const result equal to document.get element by id result. So first we use get element by id to grab three things from our HTML. Number one, the search button. So first we use get element by id to grab three things from our HTML. Number one, the search button. Number two, the input field. Where we can type the country name. Number three, the area where we want to show the result. These are all stored in a variable. So these are all stored in a variable const search button, const country input, const result. These are all stored in a variable so that we can use them later. Step 2, listen for a button click. Search button. So step 2, listen for a button click. Add event listener to the button. Search button dot add event listener. Click, fetch country. So what happens is, now we tell the button, hey, when someone clicks you, run the function called fetch country. So let's go and write the fetch country. Step 3, create the function to fetch country. Step 3, create the function to fetch country info. Function fetch country method, open bracket, const country equal to country input dot value dot trim. So what happens here? Inside this function, we first grab what the user typed in and remove any extra space using trim method. So this is what happens here. Step 4, check if the input is empty. What happens if check the input is empty. What happens if someone is not typing anything? So we need to check if the input is empty or not. If country equal to double quotes, so result.inner HTML equal to, please enter a country name. So return. So if the user forgets to type anything and just clicks the button, we stop the function and show a message, please enter a country name. That's an easy validation. Fetch the country, fetch step 5. Fetch the country info from API. So we are going to use fetch method, fetch and the URL, and this is the public API. We are going to fetch the data. So this is the public URL. So this is the public API URL where we are going to fetch this information. So now we use fetch method to call the REST countries API, and it sends a request to this URL with the country the user typed in. For example, India. Step 6. Let's handle the response. What happens when the step 6 handle the response? Dot then step 6 handle the response. Dot then step 6 handle the response. Dot then response equal to if dot then response. Let's handle this response. In this way, you say dot then response. If not equal to response dot OK, throw a new error, country not found, or return response dot JSON. When the API responds, we check if the response is OK. If not, we throw an error and handle it later. Then we convert the response. Then we convert the response to JSON format. Step 7. Extract and show the data. Step 7. Extract and show data. Step 7. Extract and show the data. Once we get this data, we get the first item of the array, data of 0. Then we pull out the name, capital, region, population, and flag. And then we pull out the name. So then we fetch the name, capital, region, population, flag, and store it into different variables. And we make the population looks like, and then we make the population look nice with commas using .local string method. And then we make the population look something, and then we make the population look nice with commas using .local string method. Step 8. Update the HTML in the info. Step 8. Update the HTML with the info. So how do we do that? Now we use inner HTML to insert the information to our website. Now we use inner HTML to insert this information to our web page. So how do we do that? Result.innerHTML gets true. That's a capital tag, and then capital, region, population, and then image. So once a user searches a country, they will instantly see this beautiful facts and the flag. Here we're going to catch the error. Here we're going to have a catch method with error, console.error, result.innerHTML, country not found, please try again. So finally, if something goes wrong, like a misspelled country or no internet, we catch the error and show a friendly message to the user. So let's type the code. Title, country, facts. Let's open the body tag. Inside the body tag, let's create the heading, H1, country, facts. And put the input, and then let's create the input and then let's create an input, and then we can create an input box. button, and let's create a button. And let's create a button ID equal to search button. After the button, we're going to have a div ID equal to result. Since we are using JavaScript, let's import the script.js. So there we go. So now we have finished our HTML. So let's focus on the so now we have finished our HTML. Let's focus on the JavaScript. Const search button. Const search button equal to document dot get element by ID search button. So we have const country input equal to document dot get element by ID country input and then const result equal to document dot get element by ID result. So first we have used get element by ID to grab three things from our HTML: the search button, the input field where we type the country name, and the area where we want to show the result. So these are the three things we will all these are the three things we will store as a these are the three things we have stored in the variable, and we can use them in the later. Step 2 is listen from button click. Search button dot add event listener add event listener and click on and fetch country method. So now we tell the button, hey, when someone clicks, now now we tell the button, when someone clicks, you run the function called fetch country. So let's write the fetch country function. Step 3, create the function to fetch the country info. Function fetch country. Const country equal to country dot country input dot value dot trim. So inside this function we first grab first we grab what the user typed in and remove any extra spaces using trim method. So step 4, check if the input is step 4 check if the input is empty. If country equal to empty, result dot inner HTML equal to please enter a country name. Then return it. So if the user forgets to type anything and just clicks the button, we stop the function and show a message, please enter a country name. Got it? Step 5, fetch a country info from an API. Fetch is a method, and where we're going to, so fetch is a method and we're going to use a public URL. So fetch is a method and we're going to fetch a public API. restcountries.com/v3.1 name and the country that we are going to pass. Now we use fetch method to call the REST countries API. It sends a request to this URL with the country what the user typed in. Step 6, let's handle the response. Then response if response is nothing. When the API responds, we check if the response is okay. If not, we throw an error and handle it later. So step 7, extract and show the data. Step 7, extract and show the data. Const info equal to data const info equal to fetch the data. So we grab the first we grab the first item from the we grab the first item from the array, data 0. Then we pull out the then we fetch the name, capital, region, population, and flag, and store it. Then we fetch the name and store it in name. Const name equal to info dot name dot common. Const capital equal to info dot capital of array 0 or not applicable Const region equal to info dot region. Const population equal to info dot population dot to local string. Const flag equal to info dot flag dot png. Notice we have the step 8, update the HTML. Step 8 update the HTML. Step 8 update the HTML with the info. Step 8 update the HTML with the info. Result dot inner HTML result dot inner HTML equal to h2 dollar name let's print the h2 dollar name variable h2 close p tag capital dollar capital p tag region population. population variable. And then finally the image src equal to flag alt equal to flag alt equal to flag of name width equal to 200. I hope this was interesting for you. Thank you so much for watching this video.